Big, huge, big breaking news in the case involving Ohio dentist Spencer Teppey and his wife Monique. There has been an arrest. And it was someone people were talking about, but you don't want to defame people, you don't want to slander people, but this looked targeted, and it seems it was very targeted. Prosecutors, law enforcement now believes that it is Monique Teppey's ex-husband, Michael David McKee, who was responsible for this horrific crime. The question I still have is, how did he get inside the house, right? How did he get inside? But this is the way the arrest went down and the investigation went down. They used the video, right? They released the images that they had, but they had more. We knew they had more, but they released enough in case someone recognized this person to make their investigation go quicker. But they were able to follow the suspect going one way towards the house, then video of him leaving, and then following him all the way to the car. Then they've got a license plate reader on the car. Then they track the license plate or tag, depending upon which part of the country you're in, to Illinois. They go to Illinois and they confirm who it is. And it is, in fact, the ex. And what's really bizarre about all this is the timing of it. She'd been married for 5 years. How bitter was this guy? How much of a loser is he? And you look at the mugshot, compare the mugshot to the wedding shot, right? So this is when he got married, Dr. and Mrs. McKee, right? We're looking at 10 years ago here. Is that what it is? I think it's 10 years ago, 2015. And now you look at what he looks like. Unbelievable, right? And they don't have children together. It was like a 7-month marriage. It didn't last long. Like, where did this come from? Why at this particular time? Was it festering that bad? Like, how bad could your life be? You're a doctor. Move on. My goodness, she's got a family. She's got kids. Stop. What is wrong with you? You know, a lot of times we see exes, it's always like there's a battle, a fight over the kids. There's custody issues, still some resentment and bitterness. But this is 5 years later. She's moved on. Your marriage was months, a decade ago. Come on. And you couldn't allow her to be happy. You couldn't allow her to raise a family. You couldn't allow those children to grow up with a loving mother and a loving father in an amazing house. You just couldn't. This one gets me angry. This one, there's no connection. There's no nexus. It's over. Your life with her is over. You had an opportunity. It didn't work out. For whatever reason. Need to move on. And apparently he couldn't let her be happy. Couldn't let her children be happy. So he was arrested, Winnebago County, Illinois, taken into custody. The way it should play out is that he'll make an appearance there, and then there's, getting him from one state to the other state. They'll get it done. It's not a big deal. There's interstate communication and cooperation. What is wrong? This is a great one. I love this. He's a literal blockhead. Yeah, exactly. Look at the difference. Look at the contrast. Like when you look at him and then you look at Spencer and you look at the way they were, even the wedding picture, like, look at this. She doesn't look happy. She looks like, oh, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And you compare that to this. Oh man, what a difference. And what an absolute shame. So, this video was significant. This video was important because they're able to track him going one way. Remember, this is him walking to the house. They gave us that window of time, 2 to 5 a.m. So I don't know if 5 a.m. is when he's leaving. And what took 3 hours, by the way? Did he torture him for a while, or was he just trying to figure out what to do? I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out more, obviously. People are asking what kind of doctor he is. I don't know. He's some sort of a doctor. I don't know. I'll tell you what he is. He's a former doctor at this point. He's not getting a job anywhere. That life is over. Yeah, and so if you're just joining us again, the big breaking news: it was someone close to Monique at one point. It was her ex-husband. But remember, this is not an ex. All right, we have kids, we have custody, we have issues, we have an ongoing reason to be in each other's lives. No, there was no reason. No reason. And that was probably the problem for him, right? She's out of my life, but she's happy. She's been married for 5 years. She's got young children. She's got a husband. They're happy. Like, just let it be. Move on, man. Move on. Go on a dating app. And this is from Echo Gal. He's a vascular surgeon. I don't believe he is remarried. What was his motive? Yeah, I think I have two questions, right? I have two questions. Like, why now, all these years later? Their marriage, very short. I think it was like 7 months. And done. She was out of there. She figured him out, like, get away. Well, maybe that tells us something, right? If you're married to someone for such a short time period, something revealed itself, almost like in those made-for-TV movies when somebody's like, oh, great, great, great. And as soon as you get married, all of a sudden it's like, oh, what was that? Oh, that was problematic. And you get a read on the person like, no, this wasn't what I thought it was. We're done. We're done. But that was so long ago. This blockhead, right, has carried this with him all these years. So what was the motive? Is it still just a bitter ex? I can't have you. Nobody can have you. But why now? Like, they have a family. They have children. Why now? So that's the first question we have, I think. I think the motive, I think we can presume it's like a bitterness, right? A bitterness and a jealousy. But I think the question along with the motive, why now? Why so many years later is this now turning into what it turned into? And then the other question I have is, how did he get inside this house? Was he stalking to get the code? Was there, and I'm wondering, was there any interaction? Right? Was there any interaction at all? There'd be no reason for them to have communications, right? He's an ex, but they have no children in common. It was a quick marriage. There's no like alimony or anything like that going on. I don't think. Unless she was paying his alimony, but she wasn't working. Once the kids came. So how does he get in there? And it seems like, did they have a code when they were married and he just guessed it? That video walking down in the back, so he's going to come through the back. So he knows the layout. My guess is this wasn't like spur of the moment. He's planning and plotting. So maybe one of the ways that you get it is you hide across the street, you watch them punch the numbers in. Is that possible? I guess it is possible. I guess it is. Yeah. So everything that we thought about the couple, I mean, I think is true. Like they found each other and, they were living their best lives and raising a beautiful family in a beautiful home. And you had she found a husband who, not only treated her right, but was like dynamic and full of personality and loved by his coworkers. Like that was very evident within moments of this whole thing happening, what they thought of him, and how he was living his life. And we've got Kimberly scanning the 55-page divorce documents. Fantastic. Now, I don't know about this statistic coming to us from Doreen. Surgeons are in the top 10 professions where psychopaths were. I don't. Where'd you get that? Is there an actual top 10 list somewhere? Is there? Let's see. Someone's calling out my name here. Oh, okay. He remarried and divorced the second wife. My guess is she divorced him. So he's 0 for 2. Hopefully she's safe. Hopefully she's saved. And Valerie Jean is saying he is remarried. This is interesting, right? Leanne Rigby. Hey, Vinny, can they use doctors incarcerated to help other prisoners? It depends. Like, to be a doctor, you need to be. I think your license will be put into jeopardy after you take 2 lives, so that could be problematic to begin with. Generally, I don't think in an official way they're going to put doctors to work, because there are issues about licensing, giving them, doctor devices that could be used and potentially dangerous. So I think there's a lot of issues there. Maybe they can consult or attempt to consult with good behavior, but yeah, I don't think so. I think that's a recipe for disaster. Okay. So Stitches and Stones by Ivy is saying she owed him money. Why would she owe him money? I don't know why she would owe. If he's a doctor, like he's got a job, was he getting alimony? Doreen, stalkers, psychopaths, no expiration dates. Yeah, it makes sense. But he married somebody else and then got divorced. Oh my God. Yeah, we got a big crowd on Facebook today. Facebook, Saturday on Facebook. All of a sudden, it's like a party, right? What's going on here? Becca Bones asking, does he have any previous? Do we know? I can't imagine he's got any priors. If you're a doctor and you start getting into trouble with the law, all of that stuff can potentially impact your license to practice. So it's possible, but it's very very doubtful. So Valerie Jean is saying financial disputes. Okay. All right. We'll see what that's about. Like a short divorce, generally in a short divorce, like it's usually pretty clean. Like, all right, you don't have kids, so you don't have to fight over that. If the marriage is very short, there, what sort of alimony are we talking about? You're splitting up assets that you got while you were together. But if you're only married for months, I mean, how much? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Hitchcock saying, so the kids are his. No, the kids aren't his. The kids are hers and Dr. Spencer Teppe's. The children are 1 and 4. Monique and Spencer were married for almost 5 years. And I'm jumping in the middle of conversations here, so I don't know what all the responses are to, but very, yeah, the kids are Spencer's. Wow. Pamela, 30 years later, he still referred to me as his wife. If he hadn't died from cancer, he'd probably still be doing it. So sorry, Pamela, you had to go through that for 30 years. That's awful. Yeah, Melissa Anderson Schilling with a nice party picture there. Why do people keep saying the kids are the ex-husbands? They're not. The kids were her and her current husband. Yeah, and that was the real marriage. I mean, the marriage to this now accused double red rummer was like, was just a little blip on the screen. Monique and Spencer are talking 5 years. They're coming up on 5 years with 2 children. This is a real marriage. That first marriage was a mistake. Whether it was a mistake obviously a mistake for her, but sometimes people figure it out. Okay, maybe we shouldn't be married. But if he's got 2 exes already, and she married him, and things broke up within months, my guess is it's him, not her. But it's much more unusual to see it when usually there's children in the middle. Megan Jenkins, 2937. The marriage lasted 6 months. Court records from Franklin County Municipal Court indicate 4 charges, largely traffic offenses. Yes, and I believe there may have been automatic restraining orders for them to stay away from each other, which was part of it. and here Kitty in the divorce paper, she owed him 1,000 and some, right, exactly, to be paid back within 30 days. Yeah, this was not about money. This was not about money. This was about a guy who's a loser. That's what this is about. If this is the man responsible, it's about a man who is a loser, who could not hack, and 2 times had been married, and 2 times the women got out. Someone moved on to happiness. She moved on to happiness, to love, and to a life, and away from the loser. Here we go. Philly boy 26. Vinny, you're always working. You don't have to name the destination, but any vacations come? No. Well, we had a break. So on the television side, we had a big break over the holidays because the courts are closed, and it's every day, and the staff that we have works really hard, and there's not a ton of them. You look at the show and you think there's about 4 times as many people putting together that show every night. And there just isn't. It's just great people working really hard. So everyone kind of gets a little bit of a break for around the holiday time. But yeah, I'll be running around. I'm going to take some long weekends here and there, but it is what it is. Philly boy 26. You got to work. You got to work. Valerie Jean, he cheated on her. That, and if that's true, like, dude, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You cheat on her, she leaves you, and you still won't let her be happy. Unbelievable. Okay. I missed it. What's going on? Who was there's no person of interest. There was someone who was locked up. Let me put him up here. There he is. You see Blockhead there? Blockhead is this guy, the first wife of Monique from 10 years ago. He's a doctor. But really, at this point, he's just a blockhead. Like that is just a square head. Look at that. And you just look at the difference. Look at the difference between these two together as a couple. She's like, I don't think I should really be marrying this guy. He's kind of a blockhead. And then here, this is just genuine love. Boom. Done. So they're saying this is him. They're saying they have video of him going. They have video of him leaving. They have video of him getting into a car. They got a read on the tag or the license plate of that car. They tracked it to, I think, Rockford. Was it Rockford, Illinois? And it turned up it was Michael David McKee, the ex-husband and doctor from Illinois. He's locked up now in Winnebago County. You can see Winnebago stamped across his forehead here, across the top of the block. And he'll be in court on Monday. They will have to extradite him back to Ohio. And then once he gets there, look out. Look out. Okay. Now, the question is, you've got that. We know they have that evidence. What other evidence do they have? Will they be able to take his DNA and match it to anything from the scene? Was there any ongoing contact here for whatever reason? How did he get the code to the house? How did he get in without breaking in? My guess is I believe he had to stalk him out, right? So when you look at that house and you look at the way that the person in this video is approaching the house, they're approaching it in the alleyway in the back, which means you could go in the back door. And to get in the back door, yeah, I'm sure it's got a code like the front door. So how do you get the code? Well, maybe you do a little bit of stalking. You get some binoculars. You get a high-powered video camera that can zoom, 800 times closer, whatever. And you see someone punching in a code one day, and then you get the code, and you're like, I'm ready. I mean, you're psychopathic. This is plotted. This is premeditated. This is as bad as it gets. And in a case like this, I don't even think you don't have to, like, to me, you don't have to argue motive to the jury. The jury gets it. Loser X. He's the loser X, period. End of story. That's all you have to tell the jury. And then use the rest of the evidence. Use the video, the license plate. If you get any fingerprints or DNA from inside, you get that. Whatever may or may not exist as they execute search warrants of his home and of his car. Will they find him like with surveillance videos of the house? Now, Stacey Sidney, he's got money. He will have good lawyers. Oh, yeah. He's not going to lay down. He's not going to lay down. And sometimes there's an argument in a case like this, a crime of passion provocation, so it's something less than premeditated. It's going to be difficult to make that argument, right? He's basically stalking. to show up there at that time of day. Like it's all planned. There's nothing that's going to bring it down from whatever the top charge is in Ohio. So if you're just joining us, the big breaking news, there's been an arrest in the case involving Spencer and Monique Tepe, that wonderful couple from Columbus, Ohio. Monique's first husband, her ex-husband from 10 years ago, from a short-lived, months-long marriage, is the suspect who's in custody now in Illinois. Will be in court presumably on Monday and soon to be extradited back to Ohio. Okay. So now people are wondering whether or not this will be a D-pen. Ohio has the D-pen. The question is, the district attorney, the local head prosecutor in the county that Columbus, Ohio is in, will they seek it? Do they meet the Ohio statutory requirements? Usually double red rum will do it. Usually in most states. Paul Amoroso, could someone have given him the code? Sure. That's possible. To me, that's the things that we don't know, right? And the things that we don't know, those become issues in the trial. It'll be an issue. They'll say, well, how did he get in? He didn't know the code. Well, hopefully they can provide some evidence of how they believe he got the code, if he got the code. Now, Pam is throwing something out here, right? This is possible, but we have no evidence of this. They still had feelings for each other. She gave him the code. She wanted him back secretly. They've been talking. She was supposed to leave her new husband, the surgeon, who she thought was amazing, but turns out he was having an affair. So she calls her old husband, cries to him, tells him she should have never left him. Crazy, I know. Surgeon is seeing a nurse having an affair too. So old husband thinks he's coming back to her. She wants him back, but instead he gets there. Yeah, I guess that's possible. I don't think it's that complicated. I think it's just a jealous loser, blockhead. Look at him. Just look at the face. To me, that speaks volumes. His face speaks volumes. Let's see if I don't know if I have a larger image of this or not. Let me see. There we go. That's him. That is him. I agree, Anita. Gendler 3812. He's got those dead eyes like Nick Reiner. Well, that's the other thing. Like how, and I saw someone say, what a moron. Where is that? Got a lot of comments that are flying by fast, so I'm missing them. But I saw someone say, what a moron. How could you think you get away with it, right? I think once you get into that, I think you always, like, first of all, I love my doctors. My doctors are amazing. I just had knee surgery. Amazing. All of that. But there is something for some doctors who think that they are above everyone else. And in a certain sense, some of them are like miracles in the way they can, preserve life and save lives. I get it. But like, just when it comes to like just day-to-day life, there can be a feeling of superiority and that I'm smarter than any cops. I'll get away with this. I'll figure it out. Or you could just have snapped to a certain extent where you're sort of oblivious to the fact that you're going to get caught. I'm wondering if he had his cell phone with him. He may even have had his cell phone with him. They may be able to track him that way. Now that they have this arrest, you're going to have the search warrants for his phone, search warrants for his computer, search warrant for his house, search warrant for his car, search warrant for his office. They're going to go through everything and anywhere to see what he was doing to plan and plot all of this. And I'm sure whatever evidence they have now, they will have more evidence a week from now, because this is an arrest to get a guy off the street based upon some great circumstantial evidence. But once you get to trial, you may need some more. And if there's more evidence out there, they're going to get it, because now they're executing all those search warrants. Now that they have their guy, they've identified the person. Once they identify him, then it becomes a different game. Oh, so many comments today. We've got like 4,200 on right now. So it's I'm reading these things and I go to click it and it's gone already and I can't find it. Yeah. All right. Well, you look at to me, the mugshot, obviously it's your worst moment, but this wasn't his worst moment getting arrested because it wasn't immediate. His worst moment was when he committed a double red rum, if in fact he's responsible. So, but he looks horrific. Like if this doctor came in to take a look at you, would you get a second opinion? Yeah, he doesn't look good. Obviously, his life fell apart, and it either fell apart, or maybe his life was always a facade, right? And it took people to get close enough and marry and live with him to figure that out, right? You present one life to the world around you, right? You present one picture. Here I am, and then you get close to him, and then you get to figure out what's really going on, and then he ends up like this. A lot of people still wondering whose babies were they, his or the dentist. Once again, folks, got to be crystal clear. There couldn't be more of a contrast here to what's happening. This marriage lasted months. There were no children. My guess, there was no love. There doesn't even appear to be love in this photograph, right? This marriage lasted years. This marriage filled with love that brought into the world two wonderful children who are now orphaned. So no connection. There's a marriage and then it's over. Within a year, less than a year, like half a year, it's done. It's over. We got married. We're not married. Like that. There was people were talking about, some discrepancy about someone owing someone $1,000. Like after a divorce, and there's a fight about it's not about the money. If you spend 6 months together, the divorce is relatively easy. Like logistically, in the courts, it's very easy. It's when people are married for 10 years, 20 years with kids, with homes, with assets, with money, with all of that, it gets very complicated, it gets very bitter. 6 months, it's next, except apparently for Blockhead here, he couldn't let it go. He couldn't let it go. Although I'm seeing here that he got married again and divorced a second time. Vivian is saying only DNA can determine who's the father of the two children. Okay. There is a legal presumption, though, that the father is the man you're married to for 5 years. So there's a presumption. And legally, if you're married, you have the child, and you're in the hospital, you sign the birth certificate. That person is the father, is the father. Now, you want to say that she continued the relationship with Blockhead, and Blockhead could be the father? I guess it's possible. Of course, anything's possible. We don't know these people. We just know what we've heard from loved ones, and we just know from common sense and context clues. Married to one man for 6 months and it's over. Married to another man for 5 years. So, of course, yeah, DNA. I don't think there's going to be any DNA tests here, because I don't think it helps anyone. Megan saying, was he living in Chicago or Baltimore? He was arrested in Illinois, just outside of Chicago. He's living in Illinois right now, in Winnebago County, in the jail. Yeah, people are, and I think some people are trying to come to grips with, and I think that's one of the unanswered questions here, is why now, right? So, and the why now question gets people into the conversation of, oh, maybe she was having an affair with him, or maybe she was. Let's be real here. When was she having this affair? She has a 1 and a 4-year-old, and she's a stay-at-home mom. You have a 1 and a 4-year-old. That is beyond a full-time job. 1-year-old has their needs. The 4-year-old is up and moving and mobile and talking and everything else. So I would say very doubtful that she is having it. I don't think that's it. I just think it's all on him. It's inside his blockhead. And April Diaz, just because, and no, I wouldn't let him doctor me. Also, hey, Gen X chat is going fast. April Diaz is with us on a Saturday. Can you believe it?
Thank you, April Diaz. Have a great day today. Thank you, April Diaz. We appreciate everything you say. We all know she's a great fan, and we know the kind words she has. We always love to hear from you. Thank you, April Diaz.
All right. Thank you, April Diaz, with us on a Saturday. She's always with us, though. So I think we're going to learn a lot more. Maybe not very quickly, though, because this is one of those cases where I think a lot of evidence will be developed post-arrest, because this began as a manhunt. And then from the manhunt, you had to identify the individual. And it seems they were very confident that they knew the individual from this video was the one responsible. So they wanted help. Does anyone recognize him? Anyone recognize him? But they were able to track him through surveillance video to a car. The car led to a license plate. The license plate led them to Illinois. And that license plate and that home led them to arrest Michael David McKee, the ex. And, if you're a detective and you're putting together these pieces and you're like, oh, it's the ex, it's like, okay. It's not like it's a random person. It's like, it's the ex. Okay, we could put this together. Let's get him off the street. Now let's get the search warrant. Let's look at the house. Let's get all the clothing. There could be blood. There could be stippling. They're going to look for the outfit that he's wearing here. They're going to look for a weapon. They're going to check his records. Was he licensed to carry? Was he not licensed to carry? If they get a weapon, they may be able to match ballistics in the case. If they don't get a weapon, if it was illegally purchased, then it'll be more difficult. But if it was legally purchased, you may be able to do it. Maybe they got some DNA off of a shell casing. That's possible as well. And now you've got him, so you can get a sample, a swab from him and match it up with what other evidence that you may find, stuff from the home, from the scene, and other places. So this is huge. And there was a description that there was blood there. I don't know if any of that blood made its way onto him. But if it did, they may very well find it either on clothing, perhaps in the car, maybe on a shoe, maybe in a print somewhere. So this case, what we're going to learn about the evidence is the evidence they have right here, right now is, the chat is going so fast. Someone asked what part of Illinois, Winnebago County, just outside of Chicago. All right. This is interesting. Megan Jenkins saying the police chief said they were getting a lot of tips. I have no doubt she was talking to friends about him. Well, that's another question, though. Did she know about his obsession? Did she have any idea of this obsession? Was there any indication? Was she getting tires slashed? Were they getting calls in the middle of the night? Were they getting weird things in the mail? Were there any threatening, was anything going on? And I'm sure they began to look at that from the beginning, but now you can connect it to him. Big thank you to Little Miss America Kay. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's our Tangenista of the year, Kay. Let's give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for our Tangenista of the year. And we're working on a masterpiece theme song for our Tangenista of the year for the entire year of 2026. So, Kay, that is around the corner. We got a lot of work we've been getting to, but yeah, I think it's, and that's all you need as a prosecutor. Now I'll put on my prosecutor hat for a second. Haven't put this on in a while, but I'll put it on today. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this defendant never, ever got over losing Monique. They were married, and within months, Monique wanted out of that marriage, and she got out of that marriage. She was not happy with him. But he remained bitter. He remained bitter, and he never forgot, and his life crumbled. It was crumbling around him, and he could not stand to see her happy. Monique and Spencer were happy. The marriage was working. It was flourishing. They brought life into this world, Monique and Spencer. They were raising 2 children. Spencer was living the life that this defendant, this killer, wanted, and he was jealous. And that's when he acted out. He fired not once, not twice, but multiple times to take out the man who took his woman. And then he killed her. That's all you need. That's all you need for motive. It speaks for itself. Thank you, Kay. All right. I'm doing a pretty good job keeping up with the comments today. Oh boy, look who's here on a Saturday, ladies and gentlemen.
Time to get happy. It's time to get funky. It's time for us to smile. 'Cause here comes Max Spunky.
Thank you, McSpunky. Vin, Gen X, Jennifer Sube, and you all. Spunky, 6.9 for 2026, giving us a moment to just, let's just take a moment. We'll just take a break from the murder and mayhem for just a moment. Thank you, McSpunky. Thank you, McSpunky. Always appreciated. Okay. I think that's going to be easy for prosecutors to get the jury. Okay, there's a reason why he would do it. It's not a justification, obviously, but it's a motive for someone who is, of that mindset, able to take someone's life. When was he arrested? It seems he was taken into custody this morning. It all broke very quickly this morning. Some of the paperwork hit the court files. The locals jumped on it, and then boom, 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 boom. My phone's blowing up. Everything's blowing up. This is great from Shari Heath. Why does these psychopaths have deep set eyes and close together? Look at all the serial red rubbers. They all have the same eyes. Biggest narcissist I've ever seen. And that's interesting. Wouldn't it be great if there was a way to detect this before they acted out? Like there was like a way, right? There's probably a Black Mirror episode about that, right? Where you could detect if someone was able to do that, and then you would keep an eye on them or send them to a special place. Oh, here's Ashley Bouchard. Your Honor, Square Brain is guilty as charged. By the way, Ashley Bouchard working hard today over on Facebook. We've also got Jennifer Sube, Gen X, and Frankie Figs, our mods over on YouTube.
The Mod Squad, keeping order in the chat. The Mod Squad, spotting trolls who attack. Oh, Gen X is ready and on the scene. Frankie Figs making sure they're keeping it clean. And Jennifer Sube telling haters don't be so mean. And Ashley Bouchard on top of our Facebook screen. We are the Mod Squad, cleaning up the mess. The Mod Squad, the Mod Squad, simply the best. The Mod Squad, the Mod Squad.
Give it up for your mod squad. Yes, indeed. All right. Thank you to our mod squad. Pussycat TV, what's happening? Like, what's new, Pussycat? Is that what you want to know? All right. All right. Well, it's big breaking news today. The case involving this wonderful couple from Columbus, Ohio, Spencer and Monique Tepe, parents of a 1 and 4-year-old. He's a dentist. She's a stay-at-home mom. And her first husband, they were only married for months, around 6 months or so, 10 years ago, has been arrested in Illinois for the double red rum, and arrested as a result of surveillance video. Really was the key. They used this video of him arriving, video of him leaving, and then they follow him to his car. They follow the car to Illinois. They run the plates. They track it down. Boom, boom, boom. It ends up being the ex. And I'm sure investigators are very confident at this moment, but they're still gathering evidence, which I think they have to. They're going to have to. And this is the big, like, what's going on here? As Jeremiah Anthony says, 10 years apart, no kids. Why? Why now? Why now, and how did he gain access? I think his life, we'll probably learn that there were probably even more problems in his life, right? That there was even more things going wrong. That information, I'm sure, will come out very quickly in the next couple of days as everyone digs into everything about this man. His life likely fallen apart. So you focus on those windows of time when you feel like you were victimized, like she was taken from me. She should be my wife. Those should be my kids. Really creepy. And my guess, not based on anything other than, just using common sense and intuition in this, my guess is he may very well have stalked for a while to figure out how he was going to get in there. And, if you're staking out someone that's got one of those codes, and you're in a place like Columbus, which I guess is sort of a busier town, maybe there's a way you could set up a camera or a way where you can zoom in on that front door and perhaps get the combination to get in. ECW 1153, she did a great job on her coverage. All right. I don't know who you're talking about, but I'm sure it was great. Thanks, Vinny. You're the best. All right. Okay, here's something now. Scandals. What's with people having codes to get in their house? How about a good old-fashioned key so that you have to kick down the door to get in? People will have time to call police or arm themselves. Yep, someone can pick a lock also, though. Scandals. They're like, there's always a way for a criminal, picking a lock to a door. I have codes on some of my on some of our doors, and the code is nice because you don't need a key. You're not going to lose the key. If you have someone that needs to get into the house, like oh my goodness, whether it's a neighbor or someone else, you can give them a temporary code. These coded front doors are pretty sophisticated. So you could do, and it also, you can track which code is used to enter the door depending upon which kind of system that you use. So I think it's convenience. I think we'll get to a point where it won't even be codes. It'll be eye scanners that'll let you in, or a thumbprint might let you in, or there's some where you can do it. You can do it as an app. You can have just like on a car. Like there's cars now that you open the door with your phone. So it's just another way of doing it. But like every other way, those who want to do harm will figure out how to exploit it. Keys have been exploited in locks for years, whether it's with credit cards or it's with a pick, some sort of a pick to pick a lock. That's what's going on with the codes. They're very, 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 very common. And now we've got the bewares. 1 second. Beware of punch code doors and garage door. Always deadbolt inside garage doors. Don't leave keys inside your car. Both can be breached. Absolutely. Everything can be breached. It's, you just got to, you got to be aware. But who's going to expect, and this is the other question, right? Was this out of left field, or was there any sort of ongoing angst that Monique and Spencer knew about? Did they talk about it? What's interesting is when this was still a mystery, no one really talked about, any ongoing threats or problems. Was there any sort of restraining order or anything like that? Look at this. April Diaz, what is this? You can get in a hotel room bar with a rubber band. So I'm sure there's. That's pretty funny. J-Cam Picks. Sorry, I'm just now finding Vinny live, or I would have subscribed already. Like I am too. VPI. All right, welcome. Welcome to Vinny Live, special Saturday breaking news edition. So I'll tell you one more time, the big news is the case has been solved according to investigators, and it is the ex-husband, Michael David McKee. Here was their wedding picture from 10 years ago. Here he is as a doctor, and here is his current status as a blockhead inmate in the Winnebago County Jail in Illinois. So he'll have to go to court in Illinois. Then prosecutors in Illinois will have to coordinate with prosecutors in Ohio in order to have him extradited. He can waive it, or he can fight it. He may fight it. Like it's a losing battle, but if you like the food better in Winnebago than you do in Ohio, go for it. But he's going to end up in Ohio, and it'll be a double red rum case. And I guess one of the questions will be, will they seek the ultimate punishment? I don't know the DA there. It's Columbus, Ohio. I don't know if they are, you have some prosecutors that won't seek it, even though it's the law, because they don't believe in it. There's a lot of prosecutors. I don't know the DA in Columbus, so I'm not sure how it's going to work out. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a guilty plea here. My guess is he probably has some money set aside somewhere. And basically, when you're in a position like him, you take all your money, all your assets, and you use it to hire your lawyer, because that's it. If you lose, you don't need any of that stuff, right? His life without parole or onto the row. So he'll use every dollar he has to defend himself. So obviously there's great attorneys everywhere. So we'll see how this one turns out. I don't think Alan Jackson will be on this case. I don't think he will be, but we'll see. If he's got $1 million laying around, maybe Alan Jackson will be on the case. But I don't think so. So we'll see. All right, folks. Wanted to let you know a few things while I got you here. You notice some of the stuff I'm wearing here. These are a couple of the pieces from the many pieces that we have available at the Vinny Originale True Crime merch shop.
Shirt and a hoodie, a beach towel and a mug. A new design from Vinny is better than a drug. True crime merch, he did it. True crime merch, mark the exhibit. True crime merch, we hate Casey. True crime merch from Vinny Originale. Our tangent stuff is great, unlike any others. Buy it now, don't wait. Perfect for all you mothers. True crime merch, allegedly. True crime merch, stepped on a bee. True crime merch, it's not free. True crime merch from Vinny Originale.
All right, I played the full version today. I just needed to take a break from my voice. I'm losing my voice already. Usually on the weekends, I like to rest my voice a little bit. I'm glad that SRC 9294 liked that line. That was my favorite line in the bit. Anyhow, one of the things that we can't do it today because I was not prepared, because this is breaking news. But each quarter, we give out something from the Vinny Originale store for the person who guesses my blood sugar correctly the most times per quarter. So I'm changing the rules a little bit, and it's going to be retroactive to last quarter. So if you guess my blood sugar correctly, what you get is you'll get a spot on the wheel. Okay, you'll get a spot on the wheel. Whoever guesses my blood sugar correctly, and we'll put you on the wheel. And then at the end of the quarter, we'll spin the wheel, and if it lands on your name, and then you get to get whatever you want from the Vinny Originale True Crime merch shop. So if you guess it correctly 2 or 3 times, then you'll multiply your opportunity or chances of winning. So that's how that's going to work. Don't start guessing yet, because all the guesses that are happening now are premature. You cannot guess until the music starts. So I'm type 1 diabetic. For those of you not familiar with diabetes, it's it's a condition you have. There's no cure. I'm type 1, so I have to take insulin. But a nice solid blood sugar for a type 1 diabetic, if you're between 80 and 120 to 140, you're good. You're good. Everything seems pretty normal to you. You start getting above 140, you can start to get a little lethargic. You get up to like 200, you're very lethargic. If you get under 80 and you're down in like 70 and 60 and 50, you get a little lightheaded and you can't concentrate. Once in a while, happens to me on the air, which is scary, right? But I always have my stuff with me and I'm constantly reading it. But sometimes it sneaks up on you. I will tell you that I did eat lunch today, but I did give myself insulin. So they're working together very well. So that's all you're getting. All the people that are guessing numbers, they do not count. Okay. They do not count until the music starts. And when the music starts, then I go to the current comments. So all the numbers that have been guessed so far will not be counted. They will not be counted. All right. You all ready to play the game? It's everybody's favorite game. It's time to guess his blood sugar.
Is a type 1. He's type 1. His pancreas is on fruits. He has diabetes, type 1 juvenile diabetes. And so it's time to guess, is more or less. What's his blood sugar? What's Vinny's blood sugar? Under 70, he gets lightheaded. Under 60, all the alarms start ringing. Over 180, he starts to get lethargic. But when it's 90, Vinny, eyes are singing. And so it's time to guess, is it more or less? What's his blood sugar? What's Vinny's blood sugar? But take a guess. Yes, take a guess. Let's guess Vinny's blood sugar now.
All right, the only clue I'm going to get, because we're going to have to replay the song, it's 2 digits.
Here's the type 1. Here's type 1. His pancreas is on fruits. He has diabetes, type 1 juvenile diabetes. And so it's time to guess, is it more or less? What's his blood sugar? What's Vinny's blood sugar? Under 70, he gets lightheaded. Under 60, all the alarms start ringing. Over 180, he starts to get lethargic. But when it's 90, Vinny, eyes are singing. And so it's time to guess, is it more or less? What's his blood sugar? What's Vinny's blood sugar? But take a guess. Yes, take a guess. Let's guess Vinny's blood sugar now.
77, Sally Vella will be the first name placed on the wheel. You know what? I need stickums. A little sticker. All right. I'm going to put you on the wheel here. I'm going to make a list. All right. I'll tell you, Sally was so close. It was like 78, 79, 76, and finally 77. And what's today is 110-26. All right. Congratulations, Sally Valley. You are in the game. You got to be in it to win it. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. We'll hide that. We will remove that. And that's it, folks. Don't forget to please like, subscribe, share. Thank you to the great Mod Squad. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for all the great comments and the conversation. And enjoy the rest of the weekend, by the way. Don't forget, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock, Closing Arguments with Vinnie Politan. 9 o'clock, Vinnie Politan Investigates. Obviously, on Monday, we'll be diving deeper into this. I think we're going to do it at 9 o'clock. We're going to spend the whole hour on this story Monday night at 9. Big news. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. And please don't forget to hug the kids.
It's now time to say goodbye. Thank you for watching Vinny Live. We'll be back, but I don't know when. We hope that you will watch again. Vinny Live. It's Vinny Live. Whoa! It's Vinny Live. Thank you to our awesome mods. Thank you for those super chats. Please hit the like and do subscribe. Let's do it again on Vinny Live. Now before you go, just one more thing. Please post below, say anything. Vinny Live. It's Vinny Live. Whoa, whoa, Vinny Live. It's Vinny Live. Whoa, it's Vinny Live. Now before you go, just one more thing. Please post below, say anything.